The black dress feels wrong against my skin as I stand before my 7-year-old son's casket. Wrong because Nathan should be here, holding my hand, sharing this unbearable weight. Wrong because parents shouldn't outlive their children. And wrong, so profoundly wrong, because while I bury our son, my husband is in Hawaii with his mistress. I know this because a photo landed on my phone 10 minutes ago. Nathan, tan and grinning, a cocktail in hand, his arm draped around a blonde who can't be older than 30. Below it, the message read, "Thought you should see what your husband's really doing today. A concerned friend." My mother's hand tightens around my arm. "Gabrielle, you're shaking." She's right. The phone trembles in my grip until I shove it into my purse, its weight pressing against me like the judgmental eyes of the mourners around us. Whispers ripple through the small chapel, secrets spread fast in our town, and Nathan's glaring absence at his own son's funeral will fuel gossip for months. "I'll kill him," my mother mutters, her voice low and trembling with fury. "That bastard, I'll kill him with my bare hands." The small, white coffin gleams under the chapel lights, draped in a blanket of roses, Lucas's favorite. He loved how food coloring could transform their pale petals into vivid blues and purples. We spent hours in the hospital together, conducting experiments just to see him smile through the pain. Nathan's parents linger near the edge of the crowd, their expressions carefully neutral. Linda, my mother-in-law, meets my gaze briefly before turning away. She knows. She's probably always known. The funeral director approaches, clipboard in hand. "Are we ready to begin?" I want to scream that I'm not ready, that none of this is right. Lucas should be home playing video games, begging for 5 more minutes before bedtime. Instead, I nod and take my place in the front pew. My phone buzzes again. This time, it's a message from Nathan himself. "Sorry I couldn't make it. Important business meeting. We'll make it up to you." A wave of rage washes over me, scorching away my grief for one fleeting moment and leaving behind something colder, sharper, and infinitely more dangerous. I delete the message and sit up straighter. Let him enjoy his Hawaiian paradise with his cheap mistress. Let him think he's won, that I'll crumble under the weight of my grief like a dutiful, broken widow. He's wrong. I'm going to destroy him, not just for abandoning Lucas during his illness, not just for missing his funeral, but for every lie, every betrayal, every selfish moment when he put himself first. Piece by piece, I'll take everything from him until he understands what true loss feels like. The reception at my parents' house feels like a staged play, everyone performing their assigned roles. In the kitchen, Linda corners me, her manicured nails digging into my arm just a little too hard. "Nathan's going through a difficult time," she says, her voice dripping with artificial sympathy. "We all process grief differently." I shake her off, focusing instead on arranging cookies that no one will eat onto a serving tray. "Is that what we're calling it now? Processing grief in Hawaii?" Her lips press into a thin line. "You've always had a flair for dramatics, Gabrielle. Perhaps if you'd been more understanding during Lucas's illness." "Don't you dare." My mother's voice slices through the room, sharp and unyielding. She steps into the doorway, and I've never seen her look so furious. "Don't you dare blame my daughter for your son's cowardice." Linda stiffens, her composure slipping for the briefest moment. "Margaret, this is hardly the time." "It's exactly the time." My mother closes the distance between them, her smaller frame somehow towering over Linda's. "While my daughter was sleeping in hospital chairs for months, where was Nathan? While my grandson fought for his life, where were you and Robert, with your family support?" The sound of shattering porcelain interrupts her tirade. I've crushed a cookie in my fist, crumbs scattering across the counter. In the living room, my father asks a guest about his newspaper for the 3rd time in 10 minutes, oblivious to the storm brewing in the kitchen. "We contributed financially," Linda says stiffly, her voice laced with condescension, which is more than I can say for some people. My mother laughs, a cold, bitter sound. "Oh yes, your precious money. Tell me, Linda, does Nathan know about the trust fund yet? The one Robert's father left specifically for his great-grandchildren?" Linda's face goes pale. This is the first I'm hearing of any trust fund, but it's clear from her reaction that this information wasn't meant for me. "That's a family matter," she hisses. "Lucas was family," I say quietly, the pieces falling into place. He was the only great-grandchild. That money was his. The tension in the kitchen becomes suffocating as Linda's perfectly composed mask begins to crack, revealing something dark and calculating beneath. All those times she discouraged Nathan from spending time with Lucas. All those business trips she conveniently arranged during his hospital stays. It wasn't just neglect. It was deliberate. "I think you should leave," my mother says, her voice ice cold. But Linda's already retreating, her heels clicking against the hardwood floor like tiny hammers driving nails into the foundation of my growing rage. I turn to my mother, my voice tight. Tell me everything about that trust fund. Her smile is grim, filled with years of quiet fury. Oh, sweetheart, that's just the beginning of what I have to tell you. 3 days after the funeral, I find the life insurance papers in Nathan's home office, not tucked away in a drawer or neatly filed, but scattered across his desk like discarded leaves, forms, receipts, and a post-it note scribbled with call summary policy in his hasty handwriting. My hands tremble as I sift through the papers. Then I see it, Lucas's life insurance policy, taken out 6 months after his diagnosis, $2 million. My breath catches as my eyes land on the beneficiary line, Nathan Thompson, sole recipient. My name has been crossed out. The change dated mere weeks before Lucas died. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. We need to talk. Coffee shop on Main, now. Samantha. The name hits like a slap. Sam, the woman in the Hawaii photo, the same Sam from the post-it note. I find her exactly where she said she'd be, looking polished and expensive in a way that reeks of someone else's money. She doesn't stand as I approach, only stirs her coffee with calculated precision. I'm surprised you came, she says without looking up. And I'm surprised you had the nerve to contact me. Now she looks up, her gaze hard. Nathan's been promising me things, big things, but now he's not returning my calls. What kind of things? I ask, though I'm not sure I want the answer. A fresh start, a new life together. Her laugh is bitter. Funded by your son's insurance money. The room tilts sideways, and I grip the edge of the table to steady myself. He told you about that? He tells me everything. She pulls out her phone and scrolls through messages, including how he made sure you'd never see a penny of it. His mother's idea. Apparently, she never thought you deserved their family money. Why are you telling me this? She leans forward, her voice sharp. Because he's playing both of us. That policy? He promised to split it with me, but I did some digging. He's got gambling debts. Gabrielle, big ones, the kind that make people desperate. My throat is dry. You're lying. Samantha slides her phone across the table. Text messages, bank statements, photos, a digital trail of betrayal spanning months. Nathan and Linda plotting, Nathan and Samantha planning, Nathan at casinos, with loan sharks, at places he had no business being while our son was dying. I'm not the villain here, Samantha says quietly. I'm just another mark in his con. But unlike you, I've got nothing left to lose. I stand, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. You're wrong about one thing. I have nothing left to lose either. Samantha smiles, all teeth. Then maybe we should help each other. I look at her, the woman who helped destroy my family, and realize she might be exactly what I need, a weapon aimed straight at Nathan's heart. Later, I find my father sitting in Lucas's room, holding a worn stuffed penguin. It went with Lucas to every hospital stay, his comfort through endless treatments. You look just like your mother when she's planning something dangerous, he says, his voice unusually clear. I sink onto the bed beside him, the mattress still indented from where Lucas spent his final weeks. Dad, do you remember what we talked about yesterday? He strokes the penguin's matted fur. No, but I remember Lucas telling me about the trust fund. His brow furrows. Was that real? My heart skips. What trust fund, Dad? The one Nathan's father wanted to discuss. Robert came here when Lucas was sick, said something about protecting family assets. His gaze drifts. Did I dream that? I take his hand, steadying my voice, despite the storm inside me. No, Dad, when exactly was this? Your mother was at the hospital with Lucas. Robert brought papers. His grip tightens, surprisingly strong. I didn't sign them. They felt wrong, like when you smell smoke but can't see the fire. The pieces click into place. Robert's unexpected visit, Linda's manipulations, Nathan's sudden interest in our family's property. It wasn't just about Lucas's insurance money. They were after everything. My phone buzzes again, a message from Samantha. Nathan's back, meeting with his lawyer tomorrow. Something about property transfers. I should have protected you better, my father says, his voice cracking. Both of you. You did, Dad, I whisper, gripping his hand, by not signing those papers. I stand, my decision crystallizing, and now it's my turn. He holds out the penguin. Lucas knew. He told me not to worry about you because you're stronger than everyone thinks. His eyes cloud over. Who's Nathan? The familiar ache of watching him slip away mingles with a new, fiery determination. I take the penguin, its soft weight anchoring me to this moment. My phone buzzes again. This time, it's Uncle Peter. Found something in the property records. Come to my office, now. I kiss my father's forehead. I have to go, Dad, but I promise you, they won't take anything else from this family. Uncle Peter's office is a fortress of filing cabinets and legal documents, but what he shows me isn't buried in a drawer. It's on his computer, a series of property transfers dating back to when Lucas first got sick. They've been planning this for months, Peter says, scrolling through document after document, shell companies, hidden accounts, all leading back to Nathan and his parents. My fingers trace the dates on the screen. Each one aligns with a hospital stay, a chemotherapy session, a day when I was too consumed with saving Lucas to notice what Nathan was doing. Here's the kicker, Peter continues, pulling up another file. They used Lucas's medical bills to justify emergency sales of your joint assets. Everything's been quietly moved into accounts you can't access. A knock at the door startles us. It's Samantha, looking less polished than before. Sorry to interrupt, but Nathan's meeting got moved up. He's at the lawyer's office now. Peter glances at his watch. That's not possible. The meeting was scheduled for tomorrow. It was, Samantha says. Linda changed it. They're signing everything over today. Once it's done, she lets the sentence hang. My phone buzzes, a text from Nathan. We need to talk about the house, coming by later. The house, my parents' house, the place where my father still lives, the place where Lucas spent his final days, the property that's been in my family for generations. I square my shoulders. Show me everything. For the next hour, Peter and I sift through every document, every transfer, and every carefully constructed lie. Rage simmers beneath my calm exterior as we unravel Nathan's trail of gambling debts hidden behind corporate facades, Linda's systematic dismantling of our joint assets, and Robert's attempts to manipulate my father into signing away his rights. There's one more thing, Samantha says quietly, pulling out her phone. She presses play on a recording. Nathan's voice fills the room, discussing with Linda how they could use my father's condition to their advantage. The words echo like nails driven into a coffin, sealing away any lingering doubts. The recording ends, leaving only silence. In that silence, I hear Lucas's voice in my memory. Promise you won't let them take our home, Mom. We can stop them, Peter says, but we have to act now. I stand, gathering the documents we've printed. No, I'm not just going to stop them. I reach into my bag, pulling out Lucas's worn penguin and setting it on Peter's desk. I'm going to take everything back, and I'm going to make sure they never hurt anyone else again. A faint smile curves Samantha's lips. I was hoping you'd say that. I know exactly where they've hidden the real estate contracts. Get your coat, I tell Peter, a fiery resolve building inside me. We're going to Nathan's lawyer's office, and this time, I'm not leaving without what's mine. The penguin watches silently as the three of us, unlikely allies forged by betrayal, step into the night. The lawyer's office feels cold, a calculated stage set for confrontation. Nathan sits across the polished conference table, flanked by Linda and Robert. Between us lies a thick stack of documents, a fortress of their deceit. You're making this harder than it needs to be, Nathan says, sliding the papers toward me. Just sign, for Lucas. My hand clenches around the USB drive in my pocket, the drive containing every piece of evidence Peter and I painstakingly gathered, fraudulent documents, recorded conversations, and an irrefutable paper trail. Don't you dare say his name, I bite out. Linda leans forward, her manicured nails tapping against the table in feigned sympathy. Gabrielle, dear, you're clearly not thinking clearly. Grief can make people. Her words are cut off by Samantha's sharp voice. Show them. She strides in, followed by Peter, her phone already in hand. Nathan pales. What is she doing here? Connecting the USB to the lawyer's computer, I watch the projector flicker to life. One by one, the evidence scrolls across the screen, property transfers, falsified signatures, and recordings of Nathan and Linda plotting to exploit my father's dementia. It's over, I say. Nathan's smile freezes me. Actually, he pulls out another folder, tossing it onto the table. The photographs inside make my stomach drop. Peter meeting with known criminals, bank statements showing questionable transfers, and emails hinting at tax fraud. Imagine how damaging this would be for your family, Linda says softly, her tone venomous. Your uncle's business destroyed, your mother implicated, your father uprooted from his home. Peter starts to protest, but Nathan cuts him off. We can make this all go away, or we can destroy everything you have left. Your choice. The room spins as every carefully laid plan crumbles before me. They weren't just stealing, they'd built their own insurance policy against exposure. Nathan stands, his tone smug. You have until tomorrow morning to decide, choose wisely. They leave, their threats hanging heavy in the air. The projector continues cycling through the evidence, now a testament to a battle I'm no longer certain I can win. They won't stop, Samantha whispers. They'll take everything, piece by piece. I stare at the last image on the screen, Lucas in the hospital, smiling weakly. Nathan, as always, was nowhere to be found. No, I say, my voice steady, they won't take anything else, not from me. It's time we stop playing their game, we're changing the rules. That night, my mother's kitchen transforms into a war room. Documents cover every surface as Margaret, my mother, lays out her own secret cache of evidence, years of surveillance, bank statements, and recorded conversations. I've been tracking Nathan's schemes since Lucas's first hospital stay, she explains. I knew something wasn't right when he started pressuring your father about the property titles. Peter studies one of the documents, his face lighting up. These transfers, they're legally binding, but they're not what Nathan thinks they are. A knock at the door makes us freeze. Samantha steps inside, her phone recording. They're on their way. Linda convinced Nathan, tonight's the night to force your hand. Perfect timing, my mother says, a dangerous gleam in her eyes. Peter pulls up more files, every property Nathan tried to steal, every asset he thought he owned, all legally transferred into a trust in Lucas's name. How? I whisper. Your father had more clear days than they realized, Margaret says. We made sure everything was properly signed and notarized during those moments. Nathan was too busy creating fake documents to notice the real ones. Headlights sweep across the windows, and car doors slam. Remember, Peter says, his voice urgent. Let them think they're in control. When Nathan bursts in, his smile is triumphant, until Samantha presses play on her phone. The recordings play, Nathan and Linda confessing to fraud, discussing how to manipulate my father, and plotting every move. You set us up, Nathan snarls, lunging forward. No, I say, my voice cold. You set yourself up. Every fake document, every fraudulent transfer, they've already been sent to the FBI. Linda reaches for her folder of threats, but my mother snatches it. Looking for these? She asks, her tone steel. Funny thing about evidence, it works both ways. Nathan's face twists in rage. You can't. I already have. I cut him off. The only question now is how far you want to take this, because I'm ready to lose everything to make sure you lose more. The silence that follows is deafening. The next morning, as frost crunches beneath my feet, I visit Lucas's grave. I set his penguin against the stone, its familiar weight grounding me. You'd be proud, Lucas, I whisper. We protected what mattered. My father joins me, more lucid than usual. Lucas told me not to worry about you. He said you'd find your strength. I smile softly. Did he? He nods, touching the penguin. Funny thing about strength, it sometimes looks like revenge, but it's really just love wearing armor. The weight of everything, the battles, the loss, the hard-won justice, settles on my shoulders. It isn't triumph, it's survival. As we turn to leave, a monarch butterfly flutters onto Lucas's headstone, its wings glowing like stained glass. Let it be, I tell my father as he reaches for it. The butterfly takes flight, free and unburdened, and for the first time, I understand what it means to let go.